our first topic of the day. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Saturday transmitted a second batch of ambassadorial nominees to the Senate, forwarding 32 additional names just days after submitting an initial list of 3. In 2 separate letters addressed to the Senate, President Godswill Akpabio, Tinubu urged the Senate to consider and confirm expeditiously 15 career ambassadorial nominees and 17 non-career nominees. This development was disclosed in a statement by Bayo Ononuga, media aide to President Tinubu. Among the non-career nominees are Ogbonnaya Kalu from Abia State, former presidential aide Reno Omokri from Delta, former INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu, former Ekiti First Lady Angela Adebayo, and former Enugu Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. Others include Tasiu Musa Migari, the former Speaker of Katsina State House of Assembly, Yakubu Gambo, a former commissioner in Plateau State, and former Deputy Executive Secretary of the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC. Inibehe Effiong is a public interest lawyer. He now joins me to cast an eye over the President's ambassadorial nominees list. Good to have you on the program, Inibehe Effiong, and good to see you after such a long time.
Always a pleasure to be with you, Dr. Bati. Thank you.
Okay, Inibehe, you are on record as having said, and I was checking my note here, just to be sure, that President Tinubu's ambassadorial list is a reflection of a country that constantly rewards criminality and misdeeds, and that most of the persons on the list are people who fail to deliver in their previous roles. They are sycophants and morally challenged individuals. I'm quoting you directly to be sure that I use your words. How do you mean?
Thank you. I think the starting point is to restate that presidential appointment is a matter of presidential discretion. I am not contesting, I am not debating the power of the president to appoint persons that he deems competent, in quotes, or eligible to political positions, including positions of career and non-career ambassadors. What is, however, at stake here is that when a president exercises this prerogative, when a president invokes his appointive power under the Constitution in favor of individuals, the nature of the appointment in terms of the character, the pedigree, the qualifications of these individuals speaks to the character of the president himself. So when you have a situation where 17 non-career ambassadors or persons have been nominated as non-career ambassadors, subject to the confirmation of the Senate, and 15 career ambassadors, you examine the list, and what you find is that, first, this appointment is coming on the 3rd year of Mr. Tinubu's presidency. Dr. Bati, that is remarkable. Because if the excuse is that the president needed time to scrutinize persons eligible to represent Nigeria as diplomats abroad in the position of ambassadors, it took him 3 years. It took President Tinubu, the master strategist in quotes, 3 years to come up with Reno Omokri as a non-career ambassador. It took him 3 years to come up with the name of Fani Kayode, former Minister of Aviation, as a non-career ambassador. 3 years to come up with the name of former governor of Abia State, Igbazu.
Okay.
As a non-career ambassador.
Inibehe.
And I can go on and on.
Okay, Inibehe.
The point is that...
Inibehe, it's not 3 years. It is...
Yes, Dr. Basi, confirm you can hear me, please.
It is 2 years, 2 months. Just 2 years, 2 months, to be specific. But the issue is, okay, this person...
Well, I get the point. I'm saying this is his 3rd year.
Okay, well, no, just to be specific. But are there persons on that list that you have issues with?
In his third year. This is the third year of his presidency.
But are there persons specifically
that
you have issues with? Because if you look at the first three that he announced, these are career, they may describe them as non-career, but these are very experienced intelligence officers, either from NIA or from DMI. I'm talking about Ambassador Yoke, Ambassador Dalhatu, and Colonel Kayode Are. These are highly experienced persons who understand the international terrain. If we check the non-career ambassadors list, most of those people, they are from the intelligence agency. So there must be some kind of emphasis that the government is trying to prove. Now, maybe your problem is with the politicians, but why don't you identify them specifically and say these are the people that you have problems with? But in terms of competence, there are a lot of people who have intelligence background, who have diplomatic background on that particular list. I'll probably mention the names when I do my own personal analysis.
I have highlighted some of the individuals on the list.
Name them.
The one I find most offensive to me, the one I find most upsetting, is Professor Mahmood Yakubu. What is the basis of his appointment? Did he deliver credible elections to Nigerians? What is the basis? What are you awarding him for? Of course, Nigerians are not mistaken. This is a thank you package, handsomely delivered for a man who told Nigerians, who told the international community that IREF was going to guarantee the legibility, the credibility of our elections. For a man who supervised one of the most disputed, heavily contested electoral contests in our country. He's not a man of high credibility as far as I'm concerned. And he just left INEC, and you are awarding him as an ambassador. It is not a coincidence. Then look at even the OK that you have mentioned. Is it no longer under investigation? Some of these individuals have active anti-corruption cases with the EFCC.
No, Ambassador has been cleared, even by the EFCC itself, that he has no case to answer. And his experience, I can report to you, is distinguished. In the case of Mahmood Yakubu, people may accuse you and others who hold your view of holding a partisan view, which is not borne out by the outcome of the 2023 election. So are you expressing a partisan view?
Well, those who make that accusation, they're entitled to their opinion. The facts of history clearly shows that the election which Professor Mahmood Yakubu organized in 2023 was not a credible election. Yes, the courts have made their pronouncements, but Nigerians are entitled to share their experiences which they witnessed in that election. And I have given you a particular instance. This is a man who told the international community, who told Nigerians that IREF was going to guarantee the integrity of our elections. Till date, he has not explained the glitch that happened. Why is Reno Mokri on the list? Why is Fani Kayode on the list? What is the resume of Reno Mokri?
No, Fani Kayode is an experienced man.
To represent Nigeria as what?
No, just wait.
Is this a comedy?
He's been Minister of Aviation. He's been Minister of Culture, I think, in the country. He has had many titles. And so, he's eminently qualified. Why would you say a man of such quality experience cannot be an ambassador to represent the interest? All these appointees are representing the president on behalf of the country. And you started by saying the president has a prerogative to choose his own team. So you are contradicting yourself. You say
that prerogative?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying, Dr. Bati, I'm saying that prerogative has to be exercised in the public interest. It has to be exercised transparently. It has to be exercised on a moral pedestal. The Fani Kayode that is now going to represent, because who is an ambassador? An ambassador is a representative, a diplomatic representative of a state. An ambassador is the eye of the country, the primary image of a country. An ambassador basically speaks to the values of a country. So when you nominate a person as an ambassador, what you are telling the country that you are posting that ambassador is. This is who we are as a country. This is who is best suited to represent us. Fani Kayode that is now being nominated as an ambassador. Here is the man who changes his mind at every meal.
Okay.
He has breakfast in the morning.
Okay.
When he's having lunch, he says a different thing.
Okay.
Look at Reno Mokri.
Okay.
Here is the same man who has gone on public record to speak about this same president in a manner that clearly shows that Tinubu is not eligible, is not competent.
Okay.
Now you are telling Nigerians that he's the best person to be an ambassador to represent our country.
Okay.
Because he has become a nuisance on social media.
Okay, Inibehe, if I may just summarize, as a student of the subject, and I'm not boasting, it's a fact. You have identified the point that the president has the prerogative. The second point is that all of this that has happened so far is not automatic. Why is it not automatic? Because first, the Senate has to screen. Second, the country has to apply for what is called agreement. Now, it's only when you have the agreement from the receiving host country that you can now send the formal letters of credence. So we're not there yet. The Senate may reject some of the nominees. The letter of agreement sent to the receiving host countries may be rejected. And so this is not final. But it is good that people like you are expressing their concerns. I also note, only 35 so far have been named for nomination. Nigeria has 109 missions worldwide. So we still have a long way to go. But I would like to thank you very much for joining us on the program and for expressing your concerns. Well, thank you very much indeed.